Do you want to sound fluent, natural, and confident in your IELTS speaking exam? Here's the secret. Use idioms, but only the right ones. The ones that you know how to use well. Today, I'm giving you my 10 favorite idioms that work in any topic. These idioms are safe, natural, and easy to use across all the topics. Topics like work, hobbies, technology, education, travel, and more. I'll give you each idiom, its meaning, and exactly how to use it in your IELTS speaking exam. Let's jump in. Number 1, at the end of the day, which means when everything is considered. It is something that you say before you give the most important fact of a situation. Let me give you 2 examples so you understand. The question, do you think money is the most important factor in choosing a job? Your answer, that's an interesting question. Well, money matters, but at the end of the day, job satisfaction is what really keeps you motivated. You get it? So, yes, money is important, but the most important thing is job satisfaction. Another example, is it better to study online or in person? Well, both have benefits, but at the end of the day, what matters most is how focused and disciplined you are. Idiom number 2. I think you know this one already, which is a piece of cake. A piece of cake means it is very easy. So if something is a piece of cake, this means it is very easy for you. An example, how do you usually spend your weekends? I usually cook. Making a good pasta dish is a piece of cake for me, so I spend my time cooking, and I enjoy it. This is just a sample answer. Another one, was learning to drive difficult for you? Not really, but once I got the hang of it, it was a piece of cake. It was very easy. And by the way, when you say I got the hang of it, this means once I learned it, once I got used to it, once I started to understand how it works. After I understood how it works, it became very easy for me. Idiom number 3, once in a blue moon, which means very rarely. So if something happens once in a blue moon, this means it happens very rarely. An example, do you travel often? Well, not really. I go on trips once in a blue moon, usually during long holidays. This means I go on trips not very frequently, very rarely, once in a blue moon. Another question, do you eat out frequently? Well, not really. I enjoy cooking at home. I eat out once in a blue moon, maybe for a special occasion. Again, same meaning. This means I do not eat out very often. Idiom number 4, on cloud 9, which means that you're very happy. So if you are on cloud 9, this means you're very happy. And it's always 9, by the way. You cannot be on cloud 10, for example, to be happier. No, 9 is the maximum. The question, well, how did you feel after your last achievement? Honestly, I felt like I was on cloud 9. I knew I had done my best. This means I felt very good. I was very happy. Another example, describe a recent achievement that you are proud of. You could say, well, I was on cloud 9 when I finally submitted my thesis after a lot of work. This means I was very happy after finally submitting my research papers after a long time. Another idiom, a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword, which means something that has both benefits and negatives. Like when you have a sword, like a big knife that you use to fight, it has 2 edges. So one of them is the benefits, the other one is the drawbacks. Let me give you an example. Is technology helpful in education? Well, it depends. It's a double-edged sword. It does help students with learning, but it can also distract students. So it has a positive, which is helping students in learning, and it has negatives, which is distracting students. Another question: what do you think of working from home? Well, it's a double-edged sword. You get more flexibility, but it can also blur work-life boundaries. Again, it's a double-edged sword. You get more flexibility, but it can also blur work-life boundary. Like it's gonna mix you being with the family and you doing work. So it's gonna blur the boundaries between your work and your personal life. To blur something is to make it not very clear. Like it becomes blurry. You cannot see the border between work and life. Another idiom: burn the midnight oil, which means to stay up late working or studying. For example, now I'm burning the midnight oil because it is 2 a.m. and I'm still filming this video for you. So you must like the video and comment and subscribe and share. Alright, let me give you an example. So how do you prepare for exams? Well, I usually burn the midnight oil, especially the night before the big test. This means I study very hard and I stay up late. Another question: have you ever stayed up late to meet a deadline? Yes, I had a project due last week. I had to burn the midnight oil to finish on time. Idiom number 7: to be over the moon, which means to be extremely happy. It's very similar to be on cloud 9. They mean the exact same meaning. So to be over the moon and to be on cloud 9, both of them mean to be extremely happy. I hope you're over the moon now. Or I hope that you're on cloud 9 watching this video. A question: describe a happy moment related to your studies. Well, I was over the moon when I got accepted into my dream university. That's interesting. Another one: how did you feel after passing a difficult exam? You could say, well, I was over the moon. I had studied so hard and it really paid off. So I was over the moon. Number 8: to be in hot water, which means to be in trouble, to be in danger. Let me give you an example. Have you ever forgotten something important? Well, yes. I forgot my wife's birthday once and I was in hot water for a while. I think this person deserves it. You cannot forget your wife's birthday. Another example: describe a mistake you made at work or school. The answer could be: I once sent the wrong email to a client. I was in hot water with my boss for a few days. This means I was in trouble. Idiom number 9: to learn the ropes of something, which means to learn how to do something. Let me give you an example. Describe a time when you started a new job or class. You can say, the first week was challenging, but once I learned the ropes, things got easier. Like once I started to understand how things work, things became easy. Things became a piece of cake. Another question: was it hard to adjust when you moved to a new city? You could say, at first, yes, but I quickly learned the ropes. I understood how the public transportation system works, where to get groceries from, how to find accommodation, and many other things. The last idiom for today: long story short. What does that mean? You use this idiom to summarize a long explanation briefly. If you want to summarize your story, you can use this especially in part 2. For example, if one of the points in part 2 was to mention if you've ever missed an important appointment, you could say, yes, once I was supposed to meet a friend at the airport, but got stuck in traffic, then lost my phone signal. Long story short, I arrived late and he had left already, and I felt terrible. So instead of saying all the details, you're summarizing the story and you're telling them the most important part, which is you arriving late. So long story short, I arrived late and I felt terrible. Another example: have you ever had a travel problem? You can say, well, definitely. My flight got delayed I missed my connection and had to spend the night at the airport. Long story short, it was a stressful trip, but I learned to always have a backup plan. Now, let's summarize all the idioms that I covered in this video so they stick in. The first one, at the end of the day. Second one, a piece of cake. The third one, once in a blue moon. The fourth one, to be on cloud 9. The fifth one, a double-edged sword. Number 6, to burn the midnight oil. Number 7, to be over the moon. Number 8, to be in hot water. Number 9, to learn the ropes of something. And the last one was long story short. Well, that's the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments which one of these idioms you like the most. And obviously, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video.